Starting the broadcast for the Get Off Me You Mean Cat. That really hurt. For the nice people of the chat room. Wow, someone just shredded my knee. Cats are the worst. That was so painful that my scalp is tingling. Looking for Steward's Cup Friday broadcast. That is last year's. That is 0% helpful. Hey, there we go. Oh, goodness, I can hear myself. That's the worst. Okay. Reload for broadcast. Let me know if anyone can hear me. The first person who hears me gets the prize, and the prize is me singing this song. Oh my god, I'm bleeding so much. There's so much blood everywhere. Cats are the worst. Jeez. Hello, Joey DePaulo. Hello, Glenn Escobar. I need one more person to make it legit. I don't know why. That's just... I know you can hear me. Stop it. Okay, here's what I'm realizing as we begin this broadcast. One, the Planes movie off to my right is turned up way too loud. It's like deafening. Two, tonight's going to be kind of a whirlwind and a cluster, guys, because leaving for EquestriaCon really early in the morning, I have to pack up me, the kids, do this broadcast. I've been out all day. I literally just walked in the door and there was a problem with the cat litter box that I can't even tell you guys about because it was so horrifying. So the litter box is now outside while I'm making dinner, and I literally just set fire to my stove, but it went away and I don't know what I burned, but it was really stinky and there's no fan in here, I just discovered. So going really, really well. And welcome to the Year 47 Stewards Cup. We have lots of stuff going on tonight. Obviously, we're going to call 14 races of excellent quality. This day is so clustered for me that I don't know all the winners yet. That has never happened. That it's post time almost for the first race and I don't know who wins all the races. I mean, there's times when I've like looked and I forgot. I haven't even gotten that far. That's how clustered this is. So it's going to be new for everybody. It's going to be the first time I go into this without knowing things. Tonight's MC is going to be the lovely Nina. She is also going to come with me to EquestriaCon tomorrow and help out. Apparently my dad was really confused last night because he got Nini and Nina confused. And he was like, this isn't what Nina usually sounds like. And it hurt his head a lot. But here we go. The first race of the day is going to be the turf sprint. And I'm going to go drain the noodles while Nina gives us an excellent preview of this race.
Hello guys! So I have also had a, not as cluster as hers, but I'm also not quite ready, fully packed for tomorrow, so yay for that. That's what I get to do after this. But there are 9 entries in the Stewards Cup Turf Sprint. And the first horse is the Big Gun, See You Monday, who is in post 1 for owner Ronnie D, who paid $1.2 million for the Superstar Steward bred in the TBS yearling sale. See You Monday saw his one and only loss this year in the Desert Turf Sprint, but that didn't faze him as he did come back to his winning ways ever since, which makes his record 17 wins from 18 starts and $2.8 million in earnings. Will he make himself a back-to-back Stewards Cup Turf Sprint winner this year, or will the rail hurt him? Guess we will see. James Burns has a Steward bred Phaedrus in the field after paying $3.3 million for him at the TBS yearling sale. He recently snapped a 5-race win streak when he ran second to Bright White Stars last out in the Dashing Turf Stakes Week 12 Friday. However, he's one of the few horses in this field to run a 100 speed figure, which he did Week 3 Monday in the Pre-Mardi Gras Stakes in France. Overall, he has 6 wins from 11 starts and $307,000 in earnings. In post 3, we have Christophe Desjardins' Giant Killer, Charles the Great, the only horse to beat best See You Monday so far. Charles the Great is a 5-year-old son of Reach for the Moon and out of the Damascus Swordmere, Ocean Ridge. He comes into this race off of a 3-win streak, including the Grade 1 Desert Turf Sprint, and is last race, the Grade 2 Arcadia Dash, which he won with a 90 speed figure over Main Street Parade. He has 11 wins from 22 starts and $1.7 million in earnings. Robbie D has the Bob Green bred 3-year-old Chadoikin in, I don't know if that's how you say it, but in stall 4. The son of Chautauqua is out of the S2 War Mare when the war came and has 6 wins from 12 starts, $208,000 in earnings. He comes into the Stewards Cup off of a 5th place finish in the Grade 3 Seiler Stakes, and his last win was in their listed pre-Papin Stakes, Week 9 Monday, which he won by 2 lengths. One of the horses that may be looking to take down CU Monday is the talented Steward bred, The Name I Choose, owned by Gear Larson, who paid $2 million for him. He is coming off a 4-race win streak, with his last win being in the Grade 3 Green Dash Stakes. Overall, he has won 10 of 17 lifetime starts and $937,000 in earnings. Dave McKay paid $3.9 million for the Steward bred Make This About Me, who is in post 6. One of the horses that could go out to challenge CU Monday early on the lead. This 3-year-old comes in off of a runner-up effort, the same horse last out in the Grade 3 Kentucky Crown Turf Sprint. Will he be able to turn the tables on CU Monday today? He has 5 wins from 11 starts and $924,000 in earnings. In stall 7, Art Cage sends out his homebred 3-year-old Fickle Finger Fred off of a win in the Grade 3 East Stakes Week 14 Monday, where he beat Beloved Trail by 2 lengths. He comes in with 6 wins from 13 starts and $347,000 in earnings. He ran his top speed figure of 88 3 times this season. Gigi Go Faster has her homebred Black Moon Omen in post position 8. This 3-year-old colt is the son of Black Glove and out of the reach for the Moon Mare, Strange Moon. He has been running mid to upper 80 speed figures all season, minus the first start of the year. Comes in off of a length win over Original Man in the Grade 3 Seiler Stakes in Kansas Week 14 Monday. He has a total of 3 wins from 12 starts and $237,000 in earnings. Nikki Everdeen brings her 5-year-old Steward bred 31 Reasons, she paid $3.9 million for post 9. He does come in off of a 2 back-to-back Grade 1 wins, the Petitionville Stakes and the Oceanside Dash. Will he hit 1 mil in what may be his last career start? So far, he has 9 wins from 25 starts and $927,000 in earnings. And that is this year's field for the Stewards Cup Turf Sprint. I almost said Turf Dash. Yeah, Fickle Finger Fred is a tongue twister. I don't know if Emma's back yet. I think she's still draining pasta. So I'm just going to talk. I'm pretty sure, is anybody going to be in Saratoga this year? Any of you, or this week? Anybody? I am done already. It's only a 9-horse field.
Don't worry, everybody, I'm back. I didn't realize that this was such a short field. And that entire 9 minutes that I was gone or whatever was me cleaning the blood off my leg. Thanks, cat. Oh, yeah, now the cat's back. Like, sorry. No apology accepted. So it's a field of 9 out of a possible 16. They're going 5 furlongs for $2 million. And obviously the big horse in here is CU Monday. Yeah, he's good at life. I still haven't gotten any confirmation on whether or not he's retiring. But, yeah. I'd like that because then I could breed to him at the end. Alright, I hope you guys got all your bets in for the day because I'm pretty sure that that's something that needed to have happened already. Let's check, shall we? Rebecca Rose Hepburn used to be in charge of telling me whether or not it was time to turn off the betting. She doesn't do that anymore because she forgot me, / doesn't love me, / just forgot. But it's more fun to make her feel bad. Apparently, the pick 6 was hit yesterday. Did you guys hear about that? That's crazy. Today, this morning, I mean. Good news. We only have to turn off this race right now, so that's good. I can't believe you guys can still hear the plane moving. I'm really sorry. I'll move after dinner. Okay. The betting pool is going to close in this race at $32,500. The obvious favorite is See You Monday. They're off in the turf sprint on Steward's Cup Friday, and it was a very good start for the 9 runners. See You Monday from the rail goes out to lead early. Charles the Great settles in off of him, then 31 Reasons. The Name I Choose, Black Moon Omen, Make This About Me, Phaedrus, Fickle Finger Fred, and you guys thought Fickle Finger Fred was going to be a hard one, but Chodokin is the trailer. So it is See You Monday, leading by 2 lengths going around the turn. Charles the Great tracks that one, then 31 Reasons and The Name I Choose. Make This About Me, Black Moon Omen, and here comes Phaedrus from the back of the pack as they swing into the stretch. See You Monday, his still leads by a length. Here's Charles the Great getting ever closer. 31 Reasons trying to close, and Black Moon Omen from the back of the pack. It is still See You Monday. Charles the Great is trying to run him down. It's going to be tight. See You Monday. They're 6 lengths in front of the rest. See You Monday. Here's Charles the Great, and it's going to be Charles the Great with a dive on the wire. Charles the Great is the winner of the turf sprint by a head. See You Monday second, 7 lengths back to Black Moon Omen third, and Phaedrus was fourth. The official winner is Charles the Great. He's a 5-year-old gray horse by Reach for the Moon out of Ocean Ridge by Damascus Sword. He is a homebred for Christophe Desardines, and this is his 12th win in 23 starts. Trying to see if this is his first Stewards Cup Thursday and Friday win. It does look like he has a bunch of Stewards Cup wins, but not on Thursday or Friday. So, that's cool. Okay. We got to go fast because I took too long. So next up, we have the filly and mare dirt mile. This is a field of 11. And just my opinion, 12? Math is hard. My opinion on this race is that it's just like, they're just kind of there. Like, there's no one, there's a lot of the same filly in here. There's no one who's like, whoa, that's the best filly ever. It's going to win by 10. So it'll be interesting to see what Nina thinks of this race. And if I could ever get back to the Wirecast, I will send it over to Nina.
Good job, Charles the Great, once again taking down the big horse. But now we are to the fillies and the filly and mare dirt mile, and there are 12 of them here. Eric Nalbone has a homebred in post 1 with Jubilant. She is sired by Because I'm Happy, and out of the Just Victory mare, Champagne Toast. This lightly raced filly comes in off of a 4th place finish in the Grade 2 Palaces of the Sand Stakes, but did win the Grade 1 Seattle Distaff 3 weeks prior to that with an 86 speed figure. She has a total of 4 wins from 7 starts and $370,000 in earnings. Andrew James has the Steward owned and bred filly Live in Shadows in post 2. This 3-year-old daughter of Spread Like Fire is out of the King of Kindness mare Live in Shadows. No. What's the damn Forge of Darkness. Sorry. And she was 3rd last out in the Grade 3 Palaces of the Sand Stakes after battling with Jubilant for the lead. She is expected to be one of the front runners in this race as well. Her last win came week 2 Friday in the Grade 3 Blue-Eyed Bonnie Stakes. She has won 4 of 9 starts and earned $292,000 so far in her career. I have post 3 with my least filly, Dubai Valor, who is owned and bred by Hani Russo. Dubai Valor is a 3-year-old filly sired by Active Valor, and out of the Get Me mare, Dubai Wanderer, which makes her a half-sister to Grade 1 winner, Dubai Touchdown. She started off her season with 3 back-to-back wins before taking on the older fillies for the first time and fell short both of those times. She has 6 wins from 9 starts and $456,000 in earnings. Next up, we have Goodnight Moon, who is owned by the Steward and campaigned by Laura Ferguson. She has 6 wins from 14 starts and 511,000 in earnings. Goodnight Moon is sired by Reverend Jameson and out of the Chief Mare, August Moon. Most of her wins have come when she was on the lead, so expect her to be up there early. She won the Grade 1 Seattle Mile over the boys before running second to Keeneland in the Grade 1 King Kamehameha Jewel, Week 12 Friday. This filly has 6 wins from 14 starts and 511,000 in earnings. The oldest mare in this field belongs to Andrew James and his homebred Fionavar Tapestry, a daughter of My Soul to Take and out of the Big Bucks mare, Beer Baroness. She has 11 wins from 24 starts and 287,000 in earnings. She won the Week 9 Friday Aspenda Stakes before running third in the Canacal Stakes in Turkey, Week 12. Kathy Morris has her 4-year-old homebred Call It Magic next in stall 6. She is sired by Fargo and out of the Grindelwald mare Lucasta. She comes in off of a Week 13 Friday victory in the Grade 2 Palaces of the Sand Stakes, where she won by 2 lengths over You Needed Me. She's on a pattern of winning every other race this year, so hoping she gives that up for the Stewards Cup this year. She has 10 wins from 15 starts with 870,000 in earnings. Post 7 belongs to Chris Bobby's homebred 3-year-old Vespa, a daughter of Dortmund and out of the YAM mare Stuff of Dreams. She ran second all the way around last out in the Grade 2 Canadian Oaks after winning the Grade 3 Metropolitan Cup Week 11 Monday. She has won 8 of 10 lifetime starts and looks to add a second Stewards Cup title to her name as she won last year's debutante. She has earned 970,000 so far. Post 8 belongs to Eugene Ferguson's owned and IRL Smith bred Miss Pretty, who she has had a pretty stellar undefeated season so far after winning last year's edition of this race and is probably the favorite this year. She comes in off of a 3-length victory in the Grade 2 Broken Hero Stakes Week 14 Friday. This daughter of California Chrome is out of the Millionaire Sons mare Miss Thing and has 14 wins from 16 starts with 1.8 million in earnings. Can she be caught is the question that many other trainers in this field are asking, and they hope the answer is yes. Mike Bryant's homebred 5-year-old mare Acting Good is in post 9. She comes into this race off of a wire-to-wire victory in the Grade 3 Gran Premio de las Americas. She has 2 other stakes wins this season, all in Argentina, but now she will be trying to bring her form back to the States. She has 9 wins from 22 starts with 355,000 in earnings. Mandy Saunders has her homebred 3-year-old You Needed Me in post 10. This daughter of Point of Pride is out of the Philosophy mare You Sing to Me, and she has 5 wins from 9 starts so far in her short career. She ran second to Call It Magic in the Palaces of Sand Stakes last out after winning the Grade 2 Egg Drop Stakes by 3 lengths Week 10. She's also the winner of the Grade 1 Long Island Oaks, which ran Week 5 of this year. So far, she has earned 609,000 in earnings. Post 11 belongs to Scott Island's homebred 4-year-old filly, Just a Lark, who ran 13th in this race last year. She comes into this race this year off of a 3rd place in the Grade 2 Broken Hero Stakes, but won the Grade 1 Elusive by Design Stakes on a muddy track Week 11 Friday. Has done well on muddy tracks, so this may be to her benefit today as the track is listed as sloppy. She is sired by Justin Acton out of the Desert Longshot mare Amnerous. She has 6 wins from 11 starts and 381,000 in earnings. Post 12 belongs to Carl Smythe's homebred, Kate Upton. This 3-year-old filly is sired by Game Point Stallion, Pioneer of the Nile, and is out of the Just Victory mare, Fury Victory. She has only won 1 race this season, the Grade 3 Mustang Park Oaks, going 1 mile in a 16th, but that was on a sloppy track. Expect her to try to wire the field as she does like to rocket to the lead early. Her last start was a 4th place finish in the Grade 3 Michigan Oaks, Week 14 Monday. She has 3 wins from 9 starts at 243,000 in earnings. And that is the field for this year's Stewards Cup Filly Mare Dirt Mile. And we will turn it over to the steward.
Okay, sorry about that, but we're having a Sing movie crisis in which for some reason the movie won't turn on. It's quite dramatic. So yes, it is post time for the Filly and Mare Dirt Mile. I heard a couple of you guys or saw a couple of you guys talking about Miss Pretty. I distinctly remember the day that I first saw her in his barn. And I don't know why. I must have been looking at like Offspring of the Stallion. Like, I don't even know why. But I remember thinking like, that's amazing. So yeah, she has been Miss Pretty for a while now. So the betting pool is going to close at $13,100 week. Guys, that's week. And it is post time. They're off in the Filly and Mare Dirt Mile. You Needed Me stumbled at the start, and Goodnight Moon was one step slow. But now she's rushed up. She will not get there with Kate Upton going along towards the rail. Live in Shadows is third. Call It Magic, Miss Pretty. Then Acting Good, You Needed Me, Jubilant, Vespa, Just a Lark, Do by Valor, and oh gosh, Fion of Our Tapestry is the early trailer. So they're whipping up into the backstretch, and it is Goodnight Moon who wrestled the lead away from Kate Upton. Those two have 4 lengths on the rest of the field. Live in Shadows, Acting Good, Call It Magic, and Miss Pretty. Then Vespa, You Needed Me, Jubilant, Just a Lark, Do by Valor, and Fion of Our Tapestry is the early trailer. So now they've only got half a mile left to go, and Goodnight Moon, she's shook clear by 3 lengths with Kate Upton chasing in second. Live in Shadows is still there third. Call It Magic coming on, and Miss Pretty is making her move. Then You Needed Me, she's going to have to do a bit better. Acting Good, Just a Lark, and Vespa is still well back. They're coming to the top of the lane and down the stretch. It's still Goodnight Moon, but she's collared by Miss Pretty and Call It Magic. These two start kicking away from her, and Goodnight Moon has no answer. It is Miss Pretty and Call It Magic. You Needed Me closing the gap too. Goodnight Moon is game, but she's not doing enough. Live in Shadows still there. Call It Magic and Miss Pretty. It's going to be Call It Magic in the Filly and Mare Dirt Mile. Miss Pretty was second. You Needed Me third. Goodnight Moon and Live in Shadows. The official winner is Call It Magic. This is a 4-year-old chestnut filly by Fargo out of Lucasta by Grindelwald. She is a homebred for Kathy Morris, and this is her 11th win in 16 starts. Next up, we do have the Filly and Mare Turf Sprint, and this is a field of 12. Turning it right over to Nina.
Congratulations to Call It Magic, who won the last race. So now we have 12 fillies facing off in the Filly and Mare Turf Sprint. In post 1, we have the $4.3 million Steward bred Dare to Believe, owned by Pepper Carroll. She is sired by Together or Not at All, and out of the Beat Black filly, I Believe and Trust. She last won an allowance race week 8 Friday and then ran second in the Midwest Cap before running third in the Grade 3 Clare Stakes. She comes into this race with 6 wins from 12 starts and $232,000 in earnings. Pam Meyer has a homebred in post 2 with Beloved Trail. This 3-year-old filly is sired by Pit Road and out of the Silent Partner mare, Anything Beloved. She has a pretty nice season this year, winning 3 of her 5 starts, including the Grade 3 Classico Olivaria Week 12 Monday, where she wired the field. She is one of the many frontrunners in this field, but will have the shortest distance if she breaks clean. She has 5 wins from 12 starts and $439,000 in earnings. Stall 3 belongs to Art Cage's homebred First, another 3-year-old filly. She is out of reach for the Moon mare, Real Chrome, and sired by the Black Glove. Her last win came week 6 in the Premio Italiano del Vino, where she ran an 87 speed figure, beating A Kind of Bravery. She did finish in the money in her next 3 starts after that, with her latest being a 3rd place finish in the Grade 2 Two-Door Rose Stakes. She has 3 wins from 13 starts and $243,000 in lifetime earnings. Nikki Cozart has her homebred filly Amatsu Tatara in Gate 4. This 3-year-old filly is sired by Taste My Blade and Out of the Reach for the Moon Mare, A Scary Song. She has had a 6-race win streak, recently snapped week 9 Friday when she ran 4th in the Grade 1 Silver Spear Stakes, then ran 2nd in the Grade 2 Arcadia Filly Dash last out. If she gets loose on the lead, expect her to return to her winning ways. She has had 6 wins from 10 starts at 123 in earnings. 823,000 in earnings. Amy Atkins looks to add a second Stewards Cup win to the end of her season with Alias in post 5. This 4-year-old daughter of Reach for the Moon is out of the perfect nightmare, Darkly. She has been having a streak of seconditis in her last 3 starts, won 3 in a row before that. Her last race was a 2nd in the Grade 1 Island Fashion Stakes. Alias is another frontrunner who will be facing tough competition for the lead, but she does have speed to do well. She has 12 wins from 22 starts at 911,000 in earnings. Post 6 is Sterling, a homebred for Nikki Everdeen. She is a daughter of the super sire Reach for the Moon and out of the Tap Dance Shoes mare Mabel Lee, and she earned her ticket to come to the Stewards Cup after she won the Grade 1 Silver Spear Stakes week 9 with an 86 speed figure. She was on a losing streak for quite a while before getting her confidence back week 5 in a non-winners of 4, which seems to have put her back on track. She has 5 wins from 19 starts and 296,000 in earnings. Laura Smith has the highly touted Whisper Sweet Lyrics in post 7. She is a steward bred who costs $4.1 million at the TBS yearling sale. Her sire is Does It Need Saying, and she is out of the silent jig mare Whispered Music. She has had a perfect season this year with 5 wins to her name, including the Grade 1 Barbados 1000 Guineas Week 8. With all the speed in this field, she should be set up perfectly as she likes to come running late. Overall, she has 8 wins from 10 starts and 728,000 in earnings. The regally bred Will I See You Again for Michael Looker is in stall 8. This daughter of Typhoon Bay is a full sister to Millionaires Does It Need Saying and The Stolen Earth. Michael paid $1.5 million for her at the yearling sale, and so far she has earned back $400,000 of that with 5 wins from 11 starts. She has won 2 back-to-back races, with her last being a victory in the Grade 3 Clare Stakes week 14 Monday. Post 9 is another very popular 3-year-old and very gentle for Rafa Usaz. She is bred by the Steward and costs $4.2 million. So far, this daughter of gentle courage has earned $798,000 with 9 wins from 12 starts. Her dam is made of steel, a daughter of Asta War, which makes her a full sister to the multi-millionaire Being Ridiculous. Very Gentle is very talented frontrunner with 9 wins with 12 starts to her name, and her last start was a wire-to-wire victory in the Grade 3 Highland Last Stakes where she ran a 90. Expecting to go to the lead with Very Gentle is post 10, Suits You Well, a filly that Chris Bobby is campaigning for her owner breeder, the Steward. She is the daughter of Muskorsky and out of the Sea the Stars mare Suta. Will anybody be able to catch this runaway filly as she won her last 7 starts wire to wire in impressive fashion? This season she has already captured the Grade 1 Twilight Stakes and the Grade 1 Oceanside Ladies Dash. Overall, she has 10 wins from 12 starts and 643,000 in earnings. Post 11 belongs to Cindy Saunders Homebred, just a gal from Akron, who might have a thing to say about these 3-year-olds trying to run away with this race. She is a daughter of Pit Road and out of the Reach for the Moon mare Moonlight. She last captured the Grade 1 Island Fashion Stakes week 14, has had a pretty nice season herself on top of that. She has 10 wins from 18 starts and 705,000 in earnings so far in her career. Last but not least, we have Ronnie D's half-sister to his star See You Monday, Miss You Moonlight. She costs $4 million as a full and so far has earned 395 of that back with 8 wins from 12 starts. She is sired by the popular stud Time Lord and out of the Reach for the Moon mare See You Bye. While her record isn't quite as impressive as her big brothers, she is coming off of a 4-win race streak, with her latest being the Grade 2 Kentucky Crown Turf Dash, where she ran an 88. And that is this year's field for the Stewards Cup Filly and Mare Turf Sprint.
Thank you, Nina. Can Miss You Moonlight do what her brother See You might not, or will it be someone else in this Filly and Mare Turf Sprint? This is another one of the races, kind of like the last one, where there's a lot of the same horse in here. They all have a shot. They've all run well. They all kind of keep beating each other up. So, yeah. And in case you guys were worried, I did get the Sing movie working, so you don't have to freak out anymore. The betting pool closes at $33,300. I love those threes, guys. That's pretty cool. Full field of 12, going only 5 furlongs on the grass, so this will be a quick one. And this is the last race that I know the result of, so it's going well. But the Sing movie's playing, and dinner is made, so yeah. All right. They're off in the Filly and Mare Turf Sprint. Will I See You Again stumbled at the start, and from the very outside position, Miss You Moonlight had to take up a step. Suits You Well goes out to lead, joined by Very Gentle and Beloved Trail. These three have the pace, with Alias fourth, then Amatsu Tatara. Miss You Moonlight in the middle of the pack. Just a Gal from Akron is 7th, and Whisper Sweet Lyrics, Will I See You Again, Dare to Believe first, and Sterling is the early trailer as they whip around that turn, and it Suits You Well leading by a length. Very Gentle couldn't go with her, Beloved Trail and Alias, then Amatsu Tatara. Miss You Moonlight moving up a bit, Just a Gal from Akron, Whisper Sweet Lyrics, Will I See You Again. They're coming to the top of the lane, and Suits You Well is trying to hold on. Very Gentle is not doing enough. Beloved Trail in there too, and Miss You Moonlight passing horses. Whisper Sweet Lyrics, we're down to 3. It's Suits You Well still leading. Miss You Moonlight trying to get her, and Whisper Sweet Lyrics, Very Gentle back fourth. Suits You Well, Miss You Moonlight's alongside, and Miss You Moonlight will do what her brother could not. Miss You Moonlight wins the Stewards Cup. Suits You Well second, 2 lengths back to Whisper Sweet Lyrics third, then Very Gentle and Beloved Trail. The official winner is Miss You Moonlight. She's a 3-year-old chestnut filly by Time Lord out of See Ya Bye by Reach for the Moon. She was bred by the Steward and is owned by Ronnie D. Oh good, I did keep that mare. This is her 9th win in 13 starts. Next up, we have the Sprint. The fastest horses in the land, and there's 15 of them in here going 6 furlongs, so that sounds aggressive. Here's Nina.
I'm here. You told me to mute it so that I forgot. Okay. Anyway, to start off the field, we have a lady trying to take down the boys with Nick Gilmore's homebred, Love You Forever, a daughter of St. Longinus, and out of the Happy Times Ahead mare, Letter from Home. She is no stranger to the boys, though, as she won the Sprint Championship last year and has continued her winning ways this year with capturing the Grade 1 Look My Best stakes against them week 11 before prepping in an allowance race week 14 Friday, which of course she won. She has 11 wins from 12 starts with $1.3 million in earnings to her name. Abe Froman brings his homebred 3-year-old off the flagstick in post 2. He is sired by Glance Sideways and Out of the Look I Am Scary mare Lasting Looks. He only has 2 wins so far this year and was with a listed stakes and a Grade 3 Ironworks Stakes week 3. Overall, he has 7 wins from 13 starts and $510,000 in earnings. Chris Barber brings in the hard-knocking gelding Plenty More to Come in stall 3. He earned his ticket to this race after he captured the Grade 1 Saturn Handicap last out over Exile of Kings. He is the son of Plenty Fierce and out of the DeLorean mare Golden DeLorean. He has 6 wins from 19 starts and $378,000 in earnings. Post 4 is another gelding named Dirty Laundries, raced by Dennis Trusty and bred by Brianna McKenzie. The 6-year-old is sired by Tyconic and out of the prospective mare Nothing to Wear. His last win came week 4, year 46, and a $5,000 claimer. He has 6 wins from 24 starts and $82,000 in earnings. Jonathan Fisher has his homebred Rafik in post 5. He comes into the race with only one win this season, which was week 4 in the Grade 3 Southern Cross Stakes. And this colt hasn't raced since week 9, which may be a bit much to overcome. He is a son of Look I Am Scary and out of the After It Rains mare, Midnight Gift, and has 11 wins from 18 starts with $1 million in earnings. Pete Vela has a Steward bred You Are Worthy in post 6. Pete paid $5.5 million for this colt sired by Black Hennessy out of the Quicker Than Light mare Flying Fort Angelia, and so far this year, the 4-year-old has earned back $1 million of that with 11 wins and 17 starts. He comes into the race off of a 2-race win streak with victories in the Grade 3 Rapid Bay Stakes and the Grade 2 Kentucky Crown Sprint. Post 7 is Keith Maidlow's Southern Getaway, a Steward bred that he paid $1.5 million for after Xander Zone purchased him for $2.9 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is a son of Southern Symphony and out of the Quicker Than Light mare As Light as Air. He comes in off of a victory in the Grade 3 Adams Stakes and has 8 wins from 19 starts and $1 million in lifetime earnings. We continue on with our Parade of Steward breds with post 8 and Mike Larson's 3-year-old Looks Wicked, who he paid $2.2 million for. He is a son of Wild Looking and out of the Look Like a King mare Looks a Princess. He ran 3rd last out in the Grade 1 Lexington Sprint Stakes, but looks to return to his winning ways today. He has 8 wins from 13 starts and $431,000 in earnings. One of the favorites is next in the Steward bred parity, owned by Xander Zone. He costs $9.3 million as a foal, and his pedigree says why, as he's out of the Look Close mare Graces and sired by DeLorean. He comes in off of a wire-to-wire victory in the Golden State Sprint and has 12 wins from 19 starts, with $1.2 million in earnings to his name. He looks to make up for 4th place in his race last year. Not sure what kind of music he plays, but he's in a band is post 10 for Mike Larson. Mike paid $2.6 million for the son of a Ouija mare She Always Speaks and is sired by Southern Symphony. He won the Taco Stakes last out with an 88 speed figure after a streak of losses. Overall, he has 5 wins from 12 starts and $247,000 in earnings. Michelle Calderani brings in her 3-year-old $1.1 million Steward bred purchase, Wilder and Free, and he comes in off of a 3-win race streak with 90 speed figures. His last win was the Grade 2 Serena Sound Stakes, Week 13 Friday. He will be looking to wire the field and fend off the challenges of the other frontrunners. He has 9 wins from 12 starts and $594,000 in earnings. All My Secrets is next in post 12 for Mike Larson, who purchased him for $2.2 million as a foal from the Steward. The son of Bizarrani has been hanging out mostly in Jamaica all season, though he did win the New Mexico Colt Championship Week 14 Monday with an 85 speed figure. He has 6 wins from 12 starts and $335,000 in lifetime earnings. We finally have a non-Steward bred with Gigi Go Faster's homebred, Exile of Kings. He has had a pretty good season this year with 3 wins, though he has been runner-up in both of his Grade 1 races he competed in. This 4-year-old is a son of Madness of Kings and out of the After It Rains mare Go Back Home, and has 11 wins from 17 starts with $1.9 million in earnings. Post 14 is probably the favorite in Xander Zone's Steward bred. He Breathes Fire, a son of Supermare, She Talks to Villains, and sired by Happy Times Ahead. Xander paid $8.6 million for this talented frontrunner, and he has been worth every penny. He comes in off of a 4-win race streak and captured 2 Grade 1s last out in the Grade 1 Lexington Sprint and the Grade 1 Inspired Fox Stakes. He has a lifetime record of 15 wins from 20 starts and $2.8 million in earnings. On the far outside, we have the Mad Man, a Steward bred owned by Lucas Davenport. Lucas paid $1.4 million for this 3-year-old son, a Madness of Kings, and its nearly undefeated colt has been well worth it. He has wired the field 12 of 13 starts and has earned $617,000 in earnings so far in his short career. Last out, he won the Grade 2 Long Island Sprint Handicap with a 90 over a better place. And that is this year's 15 horses in the Stewards Cup Dirt Sprint.
Okay, so I didn't have my headset all the way up to my ears, so I'm not positive if Nina said 15 horses or 50. It sounded like 50, which made me laugh because that's what it feels like. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. So yeah, I'm just going to get right to it. I feel really bad that Nina had to say all those names, and I'm not even giving her a break. There's something to be said for the fast schedule, but there's also something to be said for having time to discuss the races and stuff, which we don't have at the moment, unfortunately. So yeah, the 15 runners going 6 furlongs for $3 million. Will Xander's Own win his 5 billionth Stewards Cup sprint? And the real question of the evening, where is Brianna McKenzie? Because she should be here in this race, as per usual. Oh, and also I'm closing the pick six. Oh, which I did without seeing that, Rose, so ba-bam. I knew I had this window open for a reason. I almost did close YouTube. How would that have gone for us, guys? Betting pool close. $2,000! $2,000? Nina, should we revolt? And push all the post times back like an hour? For them only betting $2,000 in a 15-horse field? Unacceptable. Over it. They're off in the Stewards Cup Sprint, and it was an impossibly perfect break for all 15 runners. The Madman goes right out to the lead, joined by He Breathes Fire and Parody. Southern Getaway is fanned wide, then plenty more to come in between. Wilder and Free, Love You Forever, Rafik, Looks Wicked, Dirty Laundries, Off the Flag Stick, Exile of Kings, He's in a Band, You Are Worthy, and All My Secrets is the trailer as they go whipping into the turn past the half-mile pole. It is the Madman dueling with He Breathes Fire. Stablemate Parody is in third, then Southern Getaway fourth. Wilder and Free, plenty more to come in the filly Love You Forever. Rafik, Dirty Laundries, Looks Wicked, Off the Flag Stick, and Exile of Kings will have to do more. They're coming to the top of the stretch, and the Madman has led every step of the way. He Breathes Fire is the one breathing down his neck. Here's Southern Getaway up into third with Parody dropping back a bit fourth. Plenty more to come, and Love You Forever. Here comes Exile of Kings. It's the Madman still. Southern Getaway alongside, and He Breathes Fire. The Madman is breathing fire, and Southern Getaway is the one passing them both. Southern Getaway, he's going to cause a mild upset in the dirt sprint. Southern Getaway to win. The Madman second, He Breathes Fire third, then Parody, and plenty more to come. The official winner is Southern Getaway. This is a 4-year-old bay colt by Southern Symphony out of As Light as Air by Quicker Than Light. I literally am just learning that I bred this horse, and he is owned by Keith Maidlow. This is his 9th win in 20 starts. Keith Maidlow is like kind of a sneaky force in these sprint races. His last Stewards Cup win was in year 40, and that was also an upset in a sprint race. So, take that. Okay, that was pretty much all the break I could give you, Nina. Sorry, I worked on it, but there's 6 minutes to go. There's luckily only 9 horses in this field, so just, take a breather and talk about the horses. And all right, here is Nina to talk about our first big long race of the day. This is the filly and mare turf.
This is a really nice field, too, even though there's a few horses that aren't in here. Cough Laheim, Cough Ashley. But anyway, so we start off this field with 9 with Pearl Mackey, a daughter of Night Broken, owned by Tamara Estes and bred by the Steward. She cost $2.1 million as a yearling and has earned $498,000 of that. She has 4 wins from 9 starts, with her last win coming week 3 Friday in the Premio Colosseo, where she ran an 87 speed figure. She has been off form for a few starts now and hopes to return to form today. Post 2 belongs to Marie de Medici, a 5-year-old daughter of Make My Own Luck and out of the Eohippus mare Golden Dawn. She is owned by Regina Moore and bred by Eric Nalbone, who sold her to Carl Smythe, who then sold her for $400,000 to Regina. She has a fantastic season this year with 3 wins and 2 on-the-board finishes from 5 starts. Marie de Medici has been all over the globe this season as well, from England to Italy to Africa to India to California. She has 10 wins from 23 starts and $661,000 in earnings. One of the favorites is going to be 3-year-old filly Every Little Helps, a homebred for Norman architecture. This daughter of Mickey has had an odd season though, with only 3 races under her belt, though she did win an allowance race week 14 last out to regain confidence. She ran second in this race last year. Every Little Helps has a total of 10 wins from 13 starts and $1.6 million in earnings. John Exet has grade 1 winning Spin to the Stars in post 4. This daughter of Do No Harm is out of the Marquis Mare Alternative Spring and 4 wins from 8 starts with $180,000 in earnings. John knows how to spin his magic though, and while this lightly raced daughter has only 1 stakes win to her name, is that grade 1 win in the Crescilia Memorial Stakes week 11 Friday. If anybody can pull the upset, it would be him. Post 5 belongs to Chusai Kakaro, bred and owned by the Steward and campaigned by Laurie Hamill. She comes into this race with 4 wins with 9 starts and $476,000 in earnings. Her last win came week 8 in the Grade 3 Prix de Monaco, where she beat Thrice by 4.5 lengths. She ran in the Stewards Cup Filly Turf last year and ran 4th. Post 6, the Stars Themselves, a Steward-bred filly owned by Rebecca Rose Hepburn, whose only loss came in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies last year, where she ran second to Laheim. Luckily, the Stars Themselves isn't in this field today. She has won 3 Grade 1 races this year, including the Irish Matron Stakes last out. Stars Themselves is the daughter of the Blessed Wolf mare River Song and sired by Good Omen. Rebecca Rose paid $6.5 million for this filly and has been more than worth that price. Her record currently stands at 8 wins from 9 starts and $1 million in earnings. Another filly with a big win streak going for her is Post 7 Precious for Carolyn Eaton, who paid $1.4 million for this 4-year-old as a yearling. She is sired by Dark Heart and out of the 7 Keys mare Tranquility. Her current win streak is 6, with her latest win being the Grade 1 Arcadia Ladies Mile, where she held off Front Page Star to win by a neck. Her current record sits at 10 wins from 15 starts and $1.1 million in earnings. Post 8 is last year's winner, Front Page Star, a 5-year-old homebred for Leonard Beagle. The zippy black filly is sired by Early Edition and out of the King of the People mare, Notable People. She lost her last 2 starts by a neck, but she's still as fast as ever. If she gets loose on the lead, watch out. She has a record of 16 wins from 20 starts and $3.4 million in earnings. Stormy Peak has her homebred filly Around the 1 a.m. in stall 9. She ran second last out in the Grade 2 Fight and Defend Stakes to Magenta Sunset, but did win the Grade 3 Ouija Board Stakes the start prior. She is sired by Warlock and out of the Performing Tricks mare in the AM. She has total 6 wins from 16 starts, $180,000 in earnings. And that is this year's field for the Stewards Cup Filly Mare Turf Mile. And I don't hear an M, so I assume she's not here. She's eating. So I haven't seen Ashley answer the question of where Laheim is and why she's not in this race, so I'm going to throw that out there. All right, this steward's back. Well, before we turn it to her, Ashley, you better answer that question. So we're going to turn it over to the steward, who's out of breath.
I'm okay. That was the completion of the cat litter box scrubbing problem. So now, kids are watching a movie, dinner has been served, kitchen has been cleaned, and de-fire smoked, and the cat box has been cleaned. I'm pretty sure it's official. I can go to EquestriaCon now. I mean, I didn't write the article that I was supposed to write today that was due today, but I'm working on it. Probably. Maybe not. Anyway, betting pool is going to close at $7,700. Well, now we're in a fight again. Fight, fight, fight. Scott's in here? Everyone say hi to Scott. I don't know if you guys heard that, but my kids just yelled hi, Scott. That was pretty adorable. Okay, post time for the Filly and Mare Turf. Oh, Turf Mile. I thought this was the Filly Mare Turf. No. Wow, I was like super on the wrong race this whole time. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Nina should just be in charge. They're off in the Filly and Mare Turf Mile. Front page Star breaks away from the gate well. Every little helps then around 1 a.m. Stars themselves was one step slow. Marie de Medici is there too. Then Precious, Spin to the Stars. Tusay Kokoro and Pearl Mackie is the trailer as they go sweeping towards the backstretch on this turf course. And it is Front page Star leading by a length. They're in a parade formation with Every Little Helps another length back. Around 1 a.m. and Marie de Medici, then Stars themselves 2 lengths to Precious. Spin to the Stars is 4 lengths off her. Tusay Kokoro and Pearl Mackie alongside is still the trailer. So now there goes Stars themselves making an early move, and Stars themselves from 5th to 3rd and now coming on for the leaders. Every Little Helps is trying to hold on with Front page Star there too, those two battling. Here comes around 1 a.m. and Spin to the Stars from the back of the pack as they turn into the lane. It is Stars themselves who dragged herself all the way to the front end. Spin to the Stars is the one chasing her. Front page Star couldn't go on, then Every Little Helps. Pearl Mackie is getting involved late, but it is Stars themselves and no one can challenge her. It's going to be Stars themselves by a length and a half. Spin to the Stars second, Front page Star third, and if you had the Star trifecta, you are running to the windows. The official winner is Stars themselves. She's a 3-year-old black filly by Good Omen out of River Song by the Blessed Wolf. She's owned by Rebecca Rose Hepburn, who pretty much always wins these races, and was bred by the Steward. She is 9 for 10 lifetime. Is there any chance I get this horse back? No. No, there's not, because she costs $6.5 million as a yearling. Alright, well, I would like to say to you guys that I am the Steward, but alas, my child just called me teacher, so I guess I'm a teacher now. Alright, next up is the Dirt Mile, a field of 10, which is a surprisingly big field, but again, a lot of very solid competitive horses, no standout, so here is Nina.
Yes, we have 10 horses in this field, and the first horse is the 5-year-old gelding, Get Big Like Me, a homebred for Abe Froman. He is sired by Get Me, and out of the Big Bucks mare, Big Toast, comes into this race after a dazzling 90 speed figure in the Mountain Mile Stakes Week 13 Friday, which may be why he is here today. It is a big step up in class, but Abe tends to know what he is doing. Get Big Like Me has 12 wins from 21 starts and $208,000 in earnings. Post 2 is a 2.7 mil Steward yearling purchase for Trastevere, Peru. This front-running 3-year-old is sired by the Pumpkin King and out of the War Daddy Marriage Chapel, which is not a pedigree you would think when thinking milers. However, this colt did win the Grade 2 Strongerable Stakes over a muddy track Week 11 with an 89 speed figure, so you might have a shot here. He has 4 wins from 10 starts and $255,000 in earnings. Brianna McKenzie has a horse that isn't a dirt sprinter in the Steward's Cup, and it is a 4-year-old named King of the Suns, a Steward-bred son of Light of the Moon out of the Just Victory mare Rose Allaire. He is a talented frontrunner who ran 5th in this event last year before coming back to win 3 races this season, including his last start, the Grade 3 Layer Armor Down Stakes. He has 11 wins from 14 starts and $929,000 in earnings. Post 4 is Pete Vella's 5-year-old Steward-bred and Are Happy, who he only paid $1 million for as a foal. He is sired by Because I'm Happy out of the Henny Hughes mare Academic. He won his Week 13 Monday prep race for this race, the Grade 3 Iowan Meadows Handicap, wire to wire with an 87. He's also ran second in this year's Grade 1 Desert Mile behind Scissorhands. Overall, this trusty old man has 12 wins from 25 starts and 1.4 mil in earnings. Next to him is the Desert Mile winner, Scissorhands, for owner Todd Lucas. Todd paid 1.5 mil for the Steward bred 4-year-old, who also doesn't have a pedigree that screams miler to me. He is sired by the Pumpkin King out of the Firefly mare River Tam. He comes into this race with a 4-win race streak, which also includes the Grade 1 Rosita Cup. He has 13 wins from 17 starts and 1.8 mil in earnings. Will he wire the Stewards Cup field? We will find out soon. Leanne Anderson has her 2.5 million Steward bred Little Prince in Pose 6. He is a son of American Valor and out of the Little Gift mare, Little Gold Dust. Little Prince has a career record of 5 wins from 13 starts and 476,000 in earnings. He was third in his prep race, the Grade 2 Marked Man Stakes, where he didn't get to the lead at the start, which makes me believe he is a need-the-lead type horse. Queen of Dirt Milers, Peihi's son, has her 3-year-old homebred Stand in Pose 7. He is a son of Stewards Cup winner King and Lionheart, and sired by California Chrome. Stand was second in the Stewards Cup Futurity behind Dreamin' Shades last year, but comes into this race with 3 consecutive wins in the upper 80-90 speed figure range. If any 3-year-old can pull a surprise win, it would be Peihi's. He has 6 wins from 9 starts and 673,000 in earnings. Last year's Futurity winner, Dreamin' Shades, is next for Todd Lucas. He paid $3 million for the son of Best Dreams at the TBS yearling sale. Dreamin' Shades is sired by Just an Act and has a record of 7 wins from 10 starts and 1.1 million in earnings. He has ran a disappointing last few races with fourth place finishes in the Grade 2 Mojave Stakes and the Grade 1 Seattle Mile, but he could easily bounce back here. Watch for him to be sitting behind the frontrunners. Post 9 is Dragon and Pegasus, a talented 3-year-old son of Cyberman out of the Maelstrom mare Pegasus Song. He is owned by Mike Springer, who paid the steward $1.8 million for him as a yearling. He was second last out in the Grade 2 Indiana Mile and third in the Grade 1 Garden State Invitational before that, but he did win the Grade 1 Long Island Mile Week 8 Friday. He was third in the Futurity last year and hopes to bring home the Stewards Cup title this year. He has 6 wins from 10 starts and 809,000 in yearlings. Laura Ferguson brings her talented 4-year-old Point of View in the far outside gate. He is a son of YIM out of the Engross mare Curious. He was second last out in the Grade 2 Icon Stakes behind Run from Wolves, but ran a 90 speed figure in the Wyoming Mile the time before that. While he would be a long shot here, you can never count out Laura's horses. He has won 8 of 15 starts with 479,000 in earnings. And that is this year's field for the Dirt Mile. Look at you being on time. Yay, you!
Yes, I am now settled. I'm settled into my desk. It's a lie. I'm laying in bed. And I'm ready to call the races, and I don't have any distractions at this particular instance. So probably a kid's going to bite another kid at any moment. We are 1 minute left to go before the... Oh, Lord, this is why I don't say any words ever. Hold on. We have a candy necklace crisis. Hey, Liam, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Who's your favorite horse?
Hawk.
Hawk. There you go.
Candy.
Hawk is my friend's horse. So he actually said a horse's name. He's not confused. Anyway, this is the Dirt Mile. It is post time, a field of 10. Let's see if people actually bet on this race. $50,800. People did bet on this race. You guys are all not in trouble. I do have so many contests to do for you guys tonight. Obviously, those contests will come after the Classic because it's just not happening right now with everything going on. But also we have some new things coming for year 48 that I'd love to tell you about. So stick around all the way through the end of the program, and you too will get to hear cool things. Either that or Nina and I will run out of things to say, and I'll tell you then. Okay, it is the time of post for the dirt mile. I'm kind of stalling though because I can hear the second toddler wanting the candy necklace situation. It's gonna get better one day, guys. They're off in the dirt mile, and Scissorhands was one step slow, and are happy straight out to the front end, joined by Disaster Artist and King of the Suns. Scissorhands, Point of View, Little Prince, Dragon and Pegasus, Dream and Shade, Stan, and Get Big Like Me is the early trailer. So they go to the 6 furlong pole, and Are Happy is leading by a neck over Disaster Artist, who dogs that one. King of the Suns a length back third. Scissorhands is fourth, 2 lengths to Little Prince, then Point of View, Dragon and Pegasus, Dream and Shade, Stan, and Get Big Like Me. And Are Happy, he's led every step of the way, and he's rounding the turn. Disaster Artist still plugging away at that one. King of the Suns moves up and is 3 across the track. Scissorhands still there. Point of View, Dream and Shade starts to get involved in Dragon and Pegasus. They're coming down the lane now, and it's going to be a fight to the wire between And Are Happy and King of the Suns. Disaster Artist still in with a shot. It's And Are Happy. He's led every step of the way. King of the Suns is trying to get his big one in Disaster Artist, but And Are Happy re-breaks. And Are Happy is going to run away to win by more than a length in a surprise move over King of the Suns, Disaster Artist third, then Point of View, and Dragon and Pegasus. The official winner of the Dirt Mile is And Are Happy. He's a 5-year-old Dark Bay horse by Because I'm Happy out of Academic by Henny Hughes. He was bred by the Steward and is owned by Pete Bella. This horse only cost $1 million and he has now earned over 2. He is 13 for 26 lifetime, and in case anyone's wondering what his name comes from, it's from the Christmas movie Arthur Christmas. At the end of the movie, it does like a, this person moved out of the North Pole and got a job and is happy. And then at the end it talks about everyone and they say, and everyone has toys and are happy. So, okay. It's weird, but anyway, that's what it's from. Next up, we have the, I was wrong, filly and mare turf. Is this the actual filly and mare turf now?
It is.
The actual filly and mare turf. And this field is like disgusting, kind of, because they're like so good. Like if I was still buying horses, which I'm getting close to doing that again, I would buy 10 of the 11 horses in here.
Aw, I feel bad for the 11th horse.
Yeah, only 10 of the 11. I'm a terrible person. Okay, here is Nina to talk about these amazing horses while the rest of you try and figure out which horse I would not buy. Just, I don't know. There you go.
I feel like one of these horses you own, but I don't know. It could be why. But anyway, Post 1 belongs to a very talented 4-year-old named Our Very Last Kiss, owned by Patrick O'Malley. Patrick paid a cool $10 million for this daughter of Sydney out of the Pride of Atlantis mare, The Perfect Kiss. She recently snapped a 7-race win streak when she ran second to Trillium in the Grade 1 Golden Gift Stakes, Week 14 Friday. Before that, she won 3 consecutive Grade 1 races and looks to get back to that winner's circle today. She has 11 wins from 15 starts and $921,000 in earnings. Post 2 is a homebred for Emily Klein in Trillium. Trillium is a very talented daughter of Atoko and out of the Trafalgar mare, Kiwi Fruit. She wired the field to win the Grade 1 Golden Gift Stakes last out, as mentioned earlier, and ran second in the Grade 1 Beverly B Stakes before that. Trillium will be gunning for the lead early and could carry the field wire to wire if given the chance. She has a record of 8 wins from 19 starts and $1.3 million in earnings. Andrew James Homebred, the Reckoners, takes Post 3. This 4-year-old is a daughter of Electric Blue and out of the two-tone mare Canadiana. She was 6th in the Grade 1 Flower Pot Handicap Week 13 Friday, but did win the Grade 3 Black Sand Stakes Week 8 Friday over Operation Wizard. She has a lifetime career record of 6 wins from 15 starts and $499,000 in earnings. Post 4 is Joseph DePaulo's homebred Kisses for M, who will be retiring after this race, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think she is. She is a daughter of Sydney out of the Jack Frost mare Erotica. She has won 2 back-to-back Grade 1 races before this race, the Wonder Why Stakes and the Virginia Oaks. Kisses for M will be trying to not let Trillium run loose on the lead, as she's also a frontrunner. Her record is currently 5 wins from 8 starts and $882,000 in earnings. A $15 million Steward bred filly is in post 5, and that is special to you, a half-sister to Night Quest. Night's Quiet, last night's Bunbury winner. This filly is owned by Cleopatra and is sired by her beloved stallion, Two-Toned, and out of the mare Shahira. Special to you has won her last 3 starts, including the Grade 1 International Oaks over Kisses for M. She has been slowly chipping away at her purchase tag with 6 wins from 8 starts and $1 million in earnings. Post 6 is Sitcom, a full sister to Coleman Hell. She is owned by Brandon McNulty and cost Brandon $4 million at the TBS 2-year-old sale. She is sired by Calgon, and out of the Gibraltar mare Instrumental. Sitcom seems just to be as lucky as her big brother when it comes to major races, as she finished 4th in her last 2 Grade 1 starts, but won the Grade 3 Escala Chromantica Stakes with an 87 speed figure week 7 Friday. With a fast pace, she could come flying late. She has 7 wins from 15 starts and $1 million in earnings. Post 7 is Carl Smythe's Jules in Post 7. She is a 4-year-old daughter of Juliet and sired by the Prince's Tale. Carl paid $5.5 million for her at the TBS 2-year-old sale, and so far she has earned back $586,000 of that. She has 6 wins from 15 starts, with her last win coming week 9 Friday, going 12 furlongs in the Grade 3 Prix Le Galite. Is she a 12 furlong specialist? Will she like the cutback in distance? These may be a few questions that Carl is asking himself tonight. The well-bred Sound of Music is in Post 8. She is a homebred for Carolyn Eaton and grand filly of Olive Branch, being out of the Usain mare Peace on Earth and sired by Two-Toned. She ran 5th last out in the Flower Pot Handicap, but won at the Grade 3 Beachcomber Week 10 Friday. She is another frontrunner who made a name for herself in Australia before coming over here to the States. Her record is 11 wins from 15 starts with $871,000 in earnings. Praise Helix, a filly that was purchased by the Steward for $6.5 million, is in stall 9. She's a lovely 3-year-old homebred for Brian Leavitt and is sired by Imperative out of the Gohira mare Nyan Cat. She's last won the Grade 1 Flower Pot Handicap with a 91 speed figure and the Grade 3 Princess Diana before that. Expect her to challenge Trillium early for the lead. She has a record of 5 wins from 8 starts and $871,000 in earnings. Stormy Peaks Homebred, first and foremost, is the next filly in this field. She is a daughter of her beloved Forethought and sired by Imperative. With a pedigree like that, how could she be anything but nice? Her last throw came week 6 Friday in the Grade 3 on Broadway Stakes, when she led gate to finish over Wind in the Sky. Overall, she has a record of 3 wins from 9 starts and $203,000 in earnings. On the far outside, we have a Steward bred and owned filly, Spark Catch and Fire, who is being campaigned by Carl Smythe. This 3-year-old is sired by Epiphany and out of the Two-Toned mare, Two-Toned Tiger. This flashy chestnut has 7 wins from 8 starts and $781,000 in earnings. With a far outside post hurt her shot at the Crown this year. She also shipped all the way in from Australia, where she ran week 14 Friday in the Australian Valley Oaks. Might be a lot to ask for this filly tonight. And that is this year's field for the filly and mare turf.
Thank you, Nina. Perfect timing. We have 1 minute left to go, but I'm going to not call this race until more money gets in the pool, because these are good horses. Honey, there's a big bowl of popcorn on the table. Share. Why is his mouth blue? Like, seriously, should I be worried about that? He's full on blue. But he's talking, so okay. These are some nice horses, and they pretty much all like the distance for the most part. There's a good mix of speed and closers in here. Like, I just really like this one. The horses that I want to point out just for fun, Praise Helix is the horse that I apparently own, and every time this horse runs, I'm like, I want to buy this horse, and everyone makes fun of me because I don't know I own it. Jules is very special to Carl Smythe because he knows someone by that name that is dear to him, and so he would really like to get this one a win. And of course, for Nina and I, who love Coleman Hell, it'd be nice to see Sitcom win, the full sibling. And I don't know why Joey's horse is named Kisses for M, but it is, so that's a thing I like, and yeah, that horse should win. Somehow now it's past post time, whoops. And the betting pool is going to close at $34,700. They're off in the filly and mare turf. Our Very Last Kiss bobbled the break, and Special to You was a step slow. The Reckoners goes out to the lead. Here comes Kisses for M to join her, and the Reckoners is now taken back. First and foremost, Trillium and Sound of Music, then Praise Helix, Sitcom, Spark Catchin' Fire, Special to You, Jules, and Our Very Last Kiss is the trailer. They come down past the wire the first time, and Kisses for M dueling with First and Foremost, Trillium and Sound of Music, Praise Helix. Those five are five across the track. Then comes the Reckoners and Sitcom, Spark Catchin' Fire, Special to You, Jules, and Our Very Last Kiss. So it is still a lot of speed as they go whipping into the backstretch with First and Foremost dueling with Kisses for M. Sound of Music and then Trillium. Praise Helix is taken back 2. Spark Catchin' Fire, Sitcom. The Reckoner shuffled back 8th. Special to You is still 9th and needs to get going. Jules is 10th. Our Very Last Kiss is still the trailer. And we have a new leader with an early move. It is Spark Catchin' Fire who rolls up between horses and takes over. Spark Catchin' Fire. Sitcom's up into 2nd. First and Foremost, Kisses for M is done. The Reckoners up 5th. Special to You is closing. Then Sound of Music and Trillium. Praise Helix has dropped out. They're at the top of the lane. Spark Catchin' Fire after that early move. She's trying to hold on. Here come the closers. It's Sitcom, Special to You, and the Reckoners is running very well. The Reckoners, Special to You, and Sitcom, those are the ones that kick away from Spark Catchin' Fire. Here comes Jules late. The Reckoners, she's the one in the lead, and this could be a huge upset. Special to You is all out. Sitcom there too, but the Reckoners, she's gonna bomb the filly and mare turf. The Reckoners is the winner over Special to You, Sitcom, and Spark Catchin' Fire. The official winner is the Reckoners. She's a 4-year-old Dark Bay filly by Electric Blue out of Canadiana by Two Toned. This is a homebred for Andrew James. Why do I know? How has this horse made so much money? Grade 1 as a 3-year-old. She literally hasn't done anything since earlier in the year with a grade 3. So congrats to Andrew James, because that's a little bit awesome. And she's cute. And next up is the filly and mare sprint, and this is a field of 13, and we only have 6 minutes. Someone should do a better job with these post times. Here's Nina.
Do you remember the days when we had like a half hour and 20 minutes before starts or something like that? I do. But anyway, we have 13 fillies in this field, and the first up is Xander Zone's homebred filly, A Better Place. And she is sired by Game Point Stallion Run Happy and out of the Look Close mare Towards the Light. She won the Grade 3 Career Starter Stakes Week 9 Friday as her last career victory before she ran second in 2 stakes races. Overall, she has 8 wins from 13 starts and $584,000 in earnings. Post 2 is She Sleeps Forever, a $8.7 mil purchase for Pete Vella. She is sired by Black Hennessy, and out of the Ad Infinitum mare, She Talks to Villains. She Sleeps Forever won her prep race last out Week 13 Friday in California in the Grade 2 Serena Serena Sleet Stakes, which she won with an 88 over a fast track. She also won over a muddy track back in week 3. She has 8 wins from 12 starts and $699,000 in earnings. Jack Meyer has a Steward bred. She always smiles in post 3. This 5-year-old mare is sired by Happy Times Ahead out of the Ouija mare. She always speaks. She was second to Turn to Saint in the Grade 1 Canadian Challenge, but won the Grade 3 Honorable Stakes wire to wire week 11 over a muddy track. She seems to enjoy the mud, so this would be a perfect setup for her. She has 7 wins from 18 starts and $507,000 in earnings. Xander Zone has the talented Love the Wild Look in stall 4. She is a daughter of Wild Looking out of the Lost Puzzle mare Justin Love. She has won 4 of her 6 starts this season, including the 2 Grade 1 races, lost in the Fog Stakes in the Inconsolable Distaff. She did run 3rd in her only start on a sloppy track this year, though. She has 15 wins from 22 lifetime starts and $1.2 million in earnings. The year 45 Stewards Cup Juvenile Filly Sprint winner Gold Swept takes post 5 for owner-breeder Jennifer Klebesh. She comes in off of a victory in her prep race, the Grade 2 Kentucky Crown Ladies Sprint, where she ran at 91. This daughter of Perspectives ran in 93 over a sloppy track, so she should have no issues today. Overall, Gold Swept has a record of 11 wins from 13 starts and $1.1 million in earnings. Post 6 is my very own Alluring Contrast, a 4-year-old filly that I bred. She is sired by Black Hennessy and out of the Look Jet mare, Look Brazilian. To be honest, the only reason I entered her is because she loves mud and has done well at 7 furlongs and has never raced 7 furlongs in the mud before. Her last race was a victory in the 7 furlong Jockey Club of Jamaica Trophy, where she ran an 89 speed figure over a fast track. Overall, she has 8 wins from 16 starts and $285,000 in earnings. One of the favorites in this race is in stall 7, and that is the beautiful Inspired for Brianna McKenzie. Brianna paid $11.8 million for this daughter of Grace's, who she owned, but she has been worth every single penny so far. This daughter of Challenge Accepted has won 8 of her 11 starts and earned $743,000 so far in earnings. She won the Grade 3 Evanescence Stakes with a 90 last out going wire to wire. She was second to last year against the boys in the 2-year-old Sprint Champs and only lost that by a neck to Love You Forever. Expect a big effort from her tonight. Post 8 belongs to Hole in One, a homebred for Abe Froman. She is sired by Black Hennessy and out of the Steward-owned St. Longinus mare, Toe the Line. She was 3rd in her prep race, the Grade 2 Serena Sleet Stakes, but won the Stonewall Stakes going 7 furlongs week 10. Her record currently sits at 7 wins from 12 starts and $901,000 in earnings. Another daughter of Black Hennessy is in post 9 with Gary Lynn Farms homebred Ya Mo Be There, who is out of the Ouija mare, Down with Ouija. Her last win came week 5 Friday in the Festival of Light Stakes, where she ran an 87 over 5.5 furlongs, and then her speed figures seemed to slip a bit, with her highest being an 81 after that. She has 5 wins from 12 starts and $347,000 in earnings. Spiritus Sanctus, a homebred for Carl Smythe, is next in post 10. She is a half-sister to Chaos, Robespierre, and Lightning, which means she's out of Ominous Spiritus. She is sired by Bizzarini and has 11 wins from 24 starts with $800,000 in earnings. While she is not as consistent as her sibling, she is still plenty talented, as she won her prep, the Grade 2 Stewards Cup Challenge, with an 89 speed figure last out. I love the name of this filly, her Crispinessness, who is in post 11 for owner-breeder Art Cage. She is a daughter of Look I Am Scary out of the Ouija mare, Especially Crispy. She ran a 91 speed figure in the Glorious Music Championship week 10, and then came back to win the Grade 3 Embrace Stakes, both wire to wire, with an 87. She currently has a record of 7 wins and 12 starts and $297,000 in earnings. A filly who we should not ignore is Over the Moon, a homebred for Nick Gilmore in post 12. This 3-year-old rocket is 8 for 12 and starts with $778,000 in earnings. Last year, she was one of the favorites for the Stewards Cup Juvenile Filly Sprint and finished second, so looks to revenge that loss today. She is a daughter of St. Longinus, and out of the half-sisters to look close, look light. The only question is how she will handle being in post 12. Last but not least is unlucky number 13 post, turned to Saint, a 4-year-old Steward bred filly from Mike Larson. She cost Mike $2 million at the TBS yearling sale and is sired by St. Longinus and out of the Great White Mare Shark Bay. She won the Grade 1 Canadian Challenge last out with a 91 speed figure week 14 Monday and has a record of 14 wins from 19 starts and $1 million in earnings. And that is this year's field for the Stewards Cup Filly and Mare Dirt Sprint.
Thank you, Nina. Appreciate the excellent timeliness of your, or should I say timeliness of yours. Whatever. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so these are fillies and mares going 7 furlongs for $2 million. Again, I keep saying this for the Stewards Cup this year. A whole bunch of fillies that are really talented and no true standout. Like Gold Swept is a standout, but she was kind of a bomber when she won her big race. Over the Moon should probably be undefeated, but she's lost 4 times. Like, who is the big favorite in here? I don't think there is one. They're all just nice animals, so that's how I feel about that. Trying to turn off the betting pool. Betting pool closes at $34,600. This is not the filly and mare turf. That's more better. They're off in the filly and mare sprint. Inspired was 1 step slow, so too was Love the Wild Look, and She Always Smiles. But Inspired, after that bad start, she's rushed up now, and Her Crispiness Ness is chasing that one. Over the Moon, then She Always Smiles, and Gold Swept. Alluring Contrast, Turn to Saint, Hole in One, A Better Place, Love the Wild Look, She Sleeps Forever, Yamo Be There, and Spiritus Sanctus is the early trailer, and this is a very fast group led by Inspired, and she is whipping out here by 3 lengths. Her Crispiness Ness is chasing her second, then Over the Moon third. She Always Smiles and Gold Swept side by side, and Alluring Contrast, Turn to Saint trying to gain a spot in Hole in One. Love the Wild Look, She Sleeps Forever, and A Better Place as they turn into the stretch, and Inspired, she leads by 4 lengths. Can anyone catch Inspired today? Over the Moon, Gold Swept, and Her Crispiness Ness. Turn to Saint is absolutely rolling in the center of the track. It's going to be Inspired, though, because she's 6 lengths clear, and she is unchallenged. Inspired, she's going to win convincingly here today in a hand ride. Inspired, the clear leader. Oh, that was unfortunate. Gold Swept is second. Turn to Saint third. Over the Moon, and Hole in One. The official winner is Inspired. She's a 3-year-old black filly by challenge accepted out of Graces by, look close, not by the Steward, because that'd be weird. She was bred by the Steward and is owned by Brianna McKenzie. This is her 9th win in 12 starts. She's good at life. Will she run next year against the boys in the desert? Hey, speaking of interesting factoids, I know we talked a lot about the Art Vandelay lease yesterday and how it was pretty successful, and there's still a couple horses from it running today. Like, there's 1 or 2 in the Classic, and I have it on pretty good authority that Prince Louder, the current early winter book favorite for the Derby and winner of the Juvenile yesterday, will be in that lease this coming year. So, obviously that could change, but that's the word on the street. That's pretty cool if anyone wants in on that horse. Okay. Next up is the Turf Mile. Hey, we love the Turf Mile. That's always a good race. And again, same thing. There's no true standout in here. There's just a bunch of nice horses. So to talk about them, it's Nina.
Hopefully Emma's gonna go take her son to to go to the potty, since that's what he said at the end of that call, if you missed it. But post 1 is a 3-year-old filly Paramore, owned and bred by Fanta Arcadia. She is sired by Rillian and out of the Bright Heart mare, My Heart of Hearts, making her a half-sister to Heart in Your Heart. She will have to break lightning fast on the inside post and hope not to get swallowed by the rest of the field, though. She does come in off of a victory last out in the Grade 2 Kentucky Crown Ladies Mile, where she won with a 90 speed figure. Overall, she has 6 wins from 9 starts and $470,000 in earnings. The first of many Steward breds in this field is Creed. He is a 4-year-old son of Do No Harm out of the Eohippus mare, Frozen Moment. His last win came week 15 Friday last year in the Grade 1 Western Australian Guineas, so he may be a bit past his prime, but you never know unless you try. He has a record of 8 wins from 15 starts and $939,000 in earnings. Sten Reno Hawkinson has a son of his favorite old Dan in post 3. Sten paid $4 million for Send Your Regards, who is out of the Legionnaire mare, Tactical Regard, and so far he has earned $682,000. With 7 wins from 11 starts, this colt is definitely anyway, his last win came in the Grade 1 Dortmund Stakes, week 14, Friday. And keep an eye out for this one. Stablemate his stablemate and Be a Doctor is in post 4 for Sten Reno Hawkinson. Sten paid $2.1 million for this Run You Clever Boy colt, who is a half to Stars themselves, who won the race earlier. This 4-year-old comes in with 8 wins from 16 starts and $1.1 million in earnings. He was second in his prep for this race, the Grade 1 Southern California Mile, where he finished 2 lengths behind Red Ferns, who is not in this race. Why? I don't know, but he's not. But he did run a 90 speed figure in the Born to be a Hero Stakes, week 8 in New Zealand. Old Man Dark Shadows is in post 5 for owner breeder Stormy Peak. The 6-year-old is no stranger to the Stewards Cup, having ran second in this race last year. He is sired by a Darker Day and out of the performing Tricks mare, Tricks Are for Kids. He was third last out in the Grade 2 Arcadia Turf Mile behind Steel Slayer and Lion's Cry. Overall, he has 11 wins from 28 starts with $2.3 million in earnings. Rachel Sadler has her homebred, the War Horse, in stall 6. He is sired by Warlock and out of the Frankel mare, Fools and Horses. Then comes in with a record of 10 wins from 17 starts and $1 million in earnings. This frontrunner will be trying to fend off the others and hopes to capture this race like he did in the Grade 1 Hong Kong Championship Mile earlier this year. A horse that has been steady and true for owner Rocky Rioliza is next in stall 7. Lion's Cry is 8 years old this year and just keeps on trucking. He is sired by Lion of Senate out of the Florida Keys mare Silence is Bliss. He was second in his prep race this year, the Grade 2 Arcadia Turf Mile, and hasn't won since week 3, but he always finishes in the top 3. Overall, he has 12 wins from 41 starts and $1.4 million in earnings. Hazel McMaster's talented 3-year-old Work the Room is at post 8. Hazel paid $1.2 million for the son of King of the People mare, Bless the Crowd. Work the Room is sired by Real Life Stallion, Real Steel, and has 6 wins from 10 starts and $1 million in earnings. Another frontrunner who will be flying early, he won the Grade 2 Wellspring Stakes week 14 Friday with an 85. This year's Dubai Millennium Mile winner is in post 9 for owner Laura Ferguson, who paid $4.7 million for the son of Shatterdome. He's out of the worldwide fame mare, the World Over, who won the Stewards Cup filly and mare Turf Mile. Steel Slayer has won his last 3 starts, including the Grade 1 Toronto Mile, week 10 Monday. Lucky for Laura, this colt seems to be pretty versatile and can run on the lead or just off the lead with no issues. Post 10 is my own Stand Tall and Speak, a Steward bred who I paid $1.4 million for. He is sired by Night Broken out of the Przewalski mare, Stay Still, Stay Quiet. He comes in off of a second-place finish in the Grade 1 Dortmund Stakes week 14 Friday, but did win the Grade 1 Golden Bridge Mile week 8 Friday. Overall, this 5-year-old has 12 wins from 23 starts and $1.1 million in earnings. Rocky Rioliza has a younger horse in this field as well, with 3-year-old Heel Not Hurt, who she paid $3 million for as a yearling. He is sired by Do No Harm, and out of the Eohippus mare, this woman's work. He won his last start with a blazing 90 speed figure in the pre-Benjamin Franklin Week 13 Friday, before he came over for this race. Heel Not Hurt has won 7 of 10 starts and $872,000 in earnings. Post 12 belongs to turf miler queen Rebecca Rose Hepburn, Steward bred in a crowded room. Rebecca paid $3 million for this program highlight colt out of the King of the People mare, Bless the Crowd. He was 4th in his last start, though, but he did win the Grade 3 Middle Ground Stakes Week 9 Friday. This underachiever probably has outside shot today, but Rebecca likes his chances enough. He has 11 wins from 22 starts and $1 million in earnings. And this is the field for the Stewards Cup Turf Mile. Why?
So Nina and I are going to fight, and everyone who agrees with Rebecca Rose Hepburn. It's just, I'm doing a sim decree right now. Are you guys listening? Because this is a decree from your dictator leader. If a horse wins $1 million and half of his 22 starts, he is not an underachiever. He is a horse that won $1 million. So you're all fired, and that horse is going to someone who appreciates him. And also Paramore is coming to live with me because I don't know what you guys are fighting about. The answer is obviously I would win that horse. Nina's like, it's not my fault. It is, though. $17,500 in the pool. This is a wide open race, in my opinion. Oh, this is the race with the allowance in it, right? Good old, oh yeah, good old the Warhorse, the millionaire allowance runner. He's the bomb. Sorry, I'm kind of dancing. The Sing movie's on in the other room, so I'm dancing. They're off in the Stewards Cup Turf Mile. Send your regards broke slowly in a crowded room, had to take up at the start. Paramore, the filly, goes right to the front, joined by the Warhorse. Dark Shadows is there too, and Stand Tall and Speak. 5 horses want to go to the lead and be a doctor, work the room, and then Steel Slayer. Those 7 have drawn clear of Send Your Regards early, then Heel Not Hurt in a crowded room. Creed and Lion's Cry is the early trailer. So it is Paramore, the filly, leading by a length over the Warhorse. Dark Shadows, then And Be a Doctor. Stand Tall and Speak, Work the Room, and Steel Slayer, then Heel Not Hurt. Send Your Regards still well back, then In a Crowded Room. Creed and Lion's Cry is still 4 lengths off that one and about 8 lengths from the front. We have a new leader as they round the far turn, and that leader is Dark Shadows, leading by a head over And Be a Doctor. Paramore getting a little bit tired. She's still in it, but she's getting tired. The Warhorse and Send Your Regards. Steel Slayer moves up a spot. Stand Tall and Speak, Heel Not Hurt, Work the Room, and then In a Crowded Room. Creed still second last as they swing into the stretch, and Dark Shadows, the old man, is still leading. And Be a Doctor there. Paramore trying, but she's done. The Warhorse is done too. Steel Slayer, here comes Send Your Regards. But it's still Dark Shadows battling with And Be a Doctor. Those two are clear. Dark Shadows, And Be a Doctor. Another upset looming here as Dark Shadows wins the Turf Mile. Dark Shadows a neck over And Be a Doctor. Send Your Regards. Sten Reno Hackinson was second and third. Then Steel Slayer and Paramore. The official winner is Dark Shadows. He's a 6-year-old chestnut horse by a darker day out of Tricks Are for Kids. That's amazing. By Performing Tricks. I decided that was a good time to eat a brownie. This is a homebred for Stormy Peak, and this grand old man has won 12 of 29 starts and over $3 million. Almost 4. Horse is the bomb. Hadn't won since week 2. But he was second here last year. And the horse that beat him, not here. Hey, Stormy, is this horse retiring? I don't know why I'm yelling. It's not like you're in the next room. Is this horse retiring? Because he's cute and I would breed to him. Not this year because I booked all my mares, but sometime I would. Okay, that's enough of that. Oh no, this is the first of the marathon events, the Stewards Cup Ladies Route. Are we already at that time of day? Weirdly enough, there's like nice 3-year-olds in here. 3-year-olds very rarely win this race, but the favorites in here might be 3-year-olds, except for Minneapolis. She's kind of the bomb, and she's 5. How Eric Nalbone managed to keep a freak 5-year-old with 3.2 million in training instead of retiring it like 10 years ago, I don't understand. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking, and Nina is going to take over. Here she is.
All right, congratulations, Stormy. I hope that he is retiring because I have some mares I might send to him since I'm at it. Stay tall and speak. But anyway, we have 9 horses here in the Stewards Cup Ladies Route, and first up we have Quiet Courage, owned by Danny Derby and bred by the Steward. I think Danny bought this horse as a foal. Yes, he did, and he paid $8.1 million for her, which is a lot of money. So this filly comes in off of she did win the Grade 1 Pascal Memorial Stakes, going 2 miles week 12 Friday, and before coming back for her prep for this race with a 85 speed figure in the Grade 3 Pine Island Memorial Stakes week 14 Friday. She is sired by Excelsior and out of the Maelstrom mare, The Person You Are, has 4 wins from 8 starts and $325,000 in earnings. Post 2 is another, I think this one is owned by the Steward and just being campaigned by Rebecca Rose Hepburn with Stay With Me. She is a 4-year-old gray filly sired by URIM and out of the War Daddy mare Frostburned, has 5 wins from 14 starts, $290,000 in lifetime earnings. She won a race that just says it's called No, so I don't know if Rebecca called it No, or that means that she did title it, so the sim's like, no, I don't like this race. But it was a 1.5 mile race, and she did run a 90 on it going. She was second behind Quiet Courage in the Grade 1 Pascal Memorial Stakes, week 12 Friday. Post 3 is a $7 million Steward bred for Izzy Rafferty, Keep Me Close. She is sired by Keep Your Promise and out of the Maelstrom mare Nursery, has 9 wins from 13 starts, $598,000 in earnings. She is on a 3-race win streak from going 2 miles, 1.5 miles, and a mile and a quarter. Her last race, though, was the Grade 3 Alana Stakes, which she won with an 88 wire-to-wire. Post 4 is Heartbeat, a $1.3 million TBS yearling purchase for Brandon McNulty. She is sired by Linguistics and out of the Windseeker mare Goodbye, 5 wins from 15 starts. She was on a bit of a losing streak, but Brandon did turn her back to an allowance to get her confidence back up week 14 Monday, which she won with a 91 going 1.5 miles. Before that, she was second to Keep Me Close by a nose in the Grade 2 Heartbreak Hill Stakes. Post 5 is Eskimo Kiss, a homebred for Art Vandelay. This 3-year-old filly is sired by Our Lions Reel out of the Father Ralph mare, Marilyn Million. She has 5 wins from 8 starts, $1.1 million in earnings. I doubt Art is too thrilled that she ran a 100 speed figure week 14 Friday and by 7.5 lengths. That seems like a Stewards Cup type performance right there, but it was going 1.5 miles on a fast track. And before that, she was third to Blame Canada in the Grade 1, the Midsummer Oaks, week 12 Friday. Post 6 is Lady So Divine, a homebred for Aaron Sanderson. This 4-year-old filly is sired by URIM and out of the highly regarded mare High Dreams. She was 6th last year in the Stewards Cup Distaff, but she did win the Inglewood Gold Cup this year over the boys, week 8 Friday, before running second in the Kadeju Stakes and the Long Island Gold Cup, Week 14 Friday. She has 10 wins from 15 starts, $2.1 million in earnings. So it will be interesting to see if she bounces back to form today. Post 7 is another Steward owned and bred and Rebecca Rose Hepburn campaigned filly in Let Me Be Brave. This 4-year-old filly is sired by Keep Your Promise out of the Harry Potter mare Shadow and Flame, has 7 wins from 14 starts, $326,000 in earnings, won her last 2 starts going 12 furlongs, including the Grade 2 Bishujo Senshi Stakes and the Grade 2 Sim Horse Racing Ladies Marathon. Post 8 is Minneapolis, a homebred for Eric Nalbone. This 5-year-old mare is sired by White Fang out of the Vortex mare Lauren. 12 wins from 21 starts, $3.2 million in earnings. She has won her last 3 starts wire-to-wire fashion, and 2 of those were Grade 1 races, her last being the Rigged Riches Stakes, where she ran a 91. No, I have hiccups. It's okay. Post 9 is St. Elmo's Fire, a homebred for Tim Matthews. This 3-year-old filly is sired by Messiah of the Voldemort mare Bibliomania. 3 wins from 9 starts, $309,000 in earnings. She was second in the Grade 3 High Flyer Stakes, Week 14 Friday, on a fast track, where she ran a 77 behind that runaway winner Eskimo Kiss, and was 3rd in the Grade 1 Pascal Memorial Stakes, Week 12 Friday. And that is this year's field for the ladies' route.
So it was kind of funny because my dad was listening in on Monday when we were doing the surprise Stewards Cup Monday calls, and oh gosh, I guess it's post time and I should shush. And he was like, I never had heard you just jump in the middle of the race before. I'm like, well, then you haven't been around very long, because that happens a lot when it comes to these route races. I'm going to call this one also from the half-mile pole home, not to be obnoxious, but because we are a little bit off schedule and I want to get back on schedule. So yeah, to tell you what's been happening, St. Elmo's Fire has led from the start. She got clear as much as 4 lengths of the rest of the field. Minneapolis was chasing her. Eskimo Kiss and Lady So Divine have been about mid-pack, and the Rebecca Rose Hepburn runners have been towards the back. So they're at the half-mile pole in the ladies' route, and it is still St. Elmo's Fire leading by 4 lengths. Keep Me Close is the one chasing. Eskimo Kiss has moved up to be 3rd. Minneapolis still right there, and Lady So Divine. Then Let Me Be Brave 4 back. Heartbeat, Stay With Me, and Quiet Courage is the trailer. They are starting to turn for home now, and it is still St. Elmo's Fire. Lady So Divine is the danger now. Keep Me Close can't stick with them. Eskimo Kiss there in the center of the track, and those 3 are kicking clear. Keep Me Close, Let Me Be Brave, and Minneapolis is done, so we're down to 3. It's still St. Elmo's Fire on the rail. Lady So Divine wide and Eskimo Kiss in between them, and these 3 are battling hard. Lady So Divine, St. Elmo's Fire, and Eskimo Kiss, but it's going to be the gritty St. Elmo's Fire to upset the ladies' route. She led every step of the way. Lady So Divine 2nd, Eskimo Kiss was 3rd, and Keep Me Close was 4th. A pie gluck bug is my new favorite thing I've ever read. The official winner is St. Elmo's Fire. She's a 3-year-old black filly by Messiah out of Bibliomania by Voldemort. I do not know how Tim Matthews got his hands on a Bibliomania, but super gel, and I would buy this horse from you. This is a homebred for Tim Matthews, and she is now 4 for 10 lifetime. And she apparently is just getting good now that she can go long. She hearts the going long. Eskimo Kiss dusted this filly by 7 lengths last out. How'd that go for her today? Next up, we do have the marathon. It's only 6 minutes to post, and there's 15 of them. Nina, just one fact. Just one fact about each of them, okay? Ready? Go.
Okay, well, post one is Piper's Pit. Danny Derby homebred, sired by Maelstrom out of the Ice and Fire mare Plum. 13 wins from 28 starts, $2 million in earnings. He won this race last year. There's the one fact about Piper's Pit, that he wired this field last year and won. Post two is Saturday's Silence. An interesting horse for homebred for John Exet. Saturday's Silence is sired by Espoir City and out of the Zulu Dancer mare Eve. 7 wins from 14 starts, $1.8 million in earnings. The one fact for him is that he won the Stewards Cup Juvenile as a 2-year-old and now is a marathon runner. Yep. Post 3 is Talk It Round. Sky Island paid $5.4 million for this Steward bred, started by Rambling out of the Braveheart mare Breathe. 7 wins from 26 starts, $1.5 million in earnings. This horse ran 5th last year in the Stewards Cup and was 3rd in the Desert Marathon. That's 2 facts, sorry. Post 4 is another Scott Island horse, Bellamy, who I really wanted to own because I love Bellamy Road, but Scott's mean and stole him from me. He cost $2.8 million as a TBS yearling sale. He is sired by URAM and out of the Maelstrom mare My Madness. 7 wins from 15 starts, $463,000 in earnings, and he won the Grade 3 deals with the double stakes week 4 Friday. That's it. Too many facts. That was 1. So post 5 is Dogmatic, a homebred from Paul Heinrich, 6-year-old sired by Vortex out of the Awakening mare Jaden. 7 wins from 28 starts, $1.2 million in earnings, and he won the Desert Marathon this year. So good job, Dogmatic. Post 6 is Spellbound, another Steward bred owned by Lucas Davenport, cost $3.4 million, sired by Ender out of the Wake As I Am mare, A Better Me. 14 wins from 31 starts, $1.1 million in earnings. Won the Classico Yatasto, week 17 on a muddy track going 2 miles, week 7. Post 7 is Menzies, a homebred for Michael Looker, a 6-year-old gray horse sired by Anointed out of the same mare, Samo. 7 wins from 24 starts, $896,000 in earnings. Last year, week 4, Monday, in the Peru Jockey Club Stakes, which was a grade 1. Post 8 is The Stone, another Steward bred owned by Keith Madlow, $2 million cost, sired by Together out of the Flames mare Dauntless. 6 wins from 15 starts, $393,000 in earnings. Won his prep of the West Virginia Classic with a 90 last out, but that was going 1 mile in a 16th. Post 9 is a horse owned, I think it's on the lease program, Dr. Nefario, owned by Robbie D, bred by Art Vandalay. This 5-year-old gelding is sired by Man of Mystery out of the Paramount mare, Wonderful Dream. 6 wins from 20 starts, $779,000 in earnings. Hasn't won anything that's on this program, so he was 3rd last out in the James Bond Memorial Stakes. Post 10 is a homebred for Danny Derby and Danny Derby and Cosmere. This 5-year-old bay stallion is sired by Oncoming Storm of the Literature mare Miracle. 9 wins from 22 starts, $878,000 in earnings. Won the a race I can't pronounce stakes, which is a grade 2, week 3, Friday, as a prep going 2 miles. Post 11 is Encrypted Hello, who Art Vandalay gave Gigi Go Faster because to be nice, I guess. I don't know. 2-year-old in training sale. Art paid $3 million for him. Sired by Grant out of the Eastmare Pal. 5 wins from 9 starts, $681,000 in earnings. Won his last 2 starts, including the James Bond Memorial Stakes, which was a grade 1. Post 12 is Mohawk, owned by Scott Island. Scott has a lot of horses in this field. He is sired by Grant out of the Braveheart mare Breathe. $6.8 million he paid at the TBS yearling sale. 6 wins from 21 starts, $556,000 in earnings. And his only win on this thing was a classified allowance week 2 Friday. Horse number 13 is Deep Sleep, owned by Brandon McNulty, bred by the Steward. Brandon paid $7 million for this sire, or for this 3-year-old sired by Messiah out of the War Daddy Mare Sleep to Dream. Five wins from 11 starts, $1.2 million in earnings. Won this year's Long Island Classic. Post 14 is One Last Breath. I think this is a lease horse, Sten Reno Hakkason, owned and bred by Art Vandelay. Sired by Oncoming Storm, out of the Skipping Stone Mare Breathless. 12 wins from 21 starts, $980,000 in earnings. Has won his last 3 starts, including the Iowa Stewards Cup, which was on a muddy track. And last but not least is Synthesia, owned and bred by Synthesia, owned and bred by Susie Rydell, 5-year-old horse, sired by URIM, out of the Thriller Mare Redundancy. I don't know. 6 wins of 21 starts, $298,000 in earnings. Won the Coyotes Lakes Handicap. Last out, going 12 furlongs with a 90. There. Done. We need to restart. Internet died. RIP. Cats did it. So you'll have to bear with us.